Hey there, it's Erica. One of my books that I wrote, it's called "I Am Happy, Healthy, Free: How to Become the Person Who Lives Your Dreams." And I had some of my readers that had reached out and had asked me, you know, is it possible to truly become the person who lives your dreams during this unprecedented time of change, of massive unknown, all of this stuff that's going on in our world right now with the COVID-19. There's so many things going on. We all know them. And I've gotten a lot of feedback that people are really, we're going through it. We all are going through it in our own ways, and there's a lot of ways to view what's happening right now. But the biggest thing is to pull us back into a sense of not feeling powerless. Not feeling like we are just out of control, and we don't have control over anything that's going on. So what I've been doing during this time is, the number one thing is, when I personally start really spinning out, when I start losing my footing on where I'm going, what I'm doing, what's possible, is the second I start feeling powerless. The second I start feeling powerless and unable to make a difference in my own life. And with all of this feedback that's going on, where it's who knows what's the future holds, who knows, it's bringing up these massive amounts of uncertainty in all of us, right? On some people to an extreme level, some less, but it's going on. And what I have found that has been a huge help to me through this is to stay grounded in my own personal power. So what do I have? What do I have control over? And really identifying that, and then with that going, okay, so what can I do with what I have control over? And what I discovered is I have the same amount of power, the same amount of control as I had prior to the world going in an upheaval. Because the truth is that this idea of powerlessness, it always ends up being, to some degree or another, especially in our own personal selves, it ends up being an illusion. And the reason I say that is because people go, oh my gosh, what do you mean? What about tragedies that are going on? And do you think they have power? People have power? What I mean by that specifically is I have the power to choose what I focus on. I have the power to go through what's going on in my own mind, what I'm spending all my time and my energy engaging in, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the news, whether it's with friends, family, etc. That is within my own control. And the biggest contributor of the outcome, I think it's Joe Dispenza that says, if you want to, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So even in the midst of all of this uncertainty and all of these things that are unknown outside of ourselves, I happen to know, through much research and through all the crazy amounts of research that exist out in the world, and I wrote a ton about this in my book, the I Am Happy, Healthy, Free book, but to go into deeper detail, but we have control over what we focus on and what we spend our thoughts on, what our thought life is. And it's not just woo-woo. It is, I think it is becoming more and more mainstream. Thank God. Mainly because it serves such a critical, fundamental purpose in how humans can effectively do life, how we can create our life, our own role in our own life, and our own role in the outcome of our quote-unquote destiny. So much of that is created by what we as individuals focus on and spend our time and energy in. And so during this time, if I'm focusing on what I can't do, what I've lost, what I don't like, what I don't want, and it's all these then wherever I'm focusing it's going to expand, it's going to grow, it's going to become bigger in my life and in my life experience. And so when you think about that on a rational, practical level, are the things that you're focusing on, do you want them to get bigger in your life? Do you want more of it? Do you want it to expand, whatever that is? Do you want more and more and more of whatever it is that you're focusing on? And if not, then it is up to us as individuals to shift what we're focusing on. And so I got caught up, I had a book, my second book, Strong Enough to Cry, that launched the first week of COVID and the shutdown. And I'm in California. And so, I mean, it wiped out every plan I had, just went right out the window. And, I had a real moment where, there was this spark initially of like, oh, what does this mean? Should I be afraid? Should I be worried? What does this mean for my career, my life, my family? And it was rough for a while, and it was rough for a lot of the people that I was talking to, and it still is rough for a lot of people. But what I realized was I had control over my own experience through this, and I could steer where my life was going still, just like I could before. And it was by me focusing on what can I do? What could this time be for me? What could I invest and focus in on? And so I chose to do some really cool things where I reevaluated all of last year, what I did like, what I didn't like, and I was able to revamp this whole thing that I was doing, which was huge because that had been a huge burden on me, but I'd been going so hard and so fast up until the COVID shutdown. I had been unable to sit with that and really look and shift the way that was going. Now it feels so much better. I was able to get my health on a whole nother level, and that was so much better. And by all means, we lost income. I'm not saying it's not, people might go, oh, well, you just, you can focus on those things because you're not in the same level of hardship. But it's all relative, and believe me, there's been big hardships inside of my family and extended family, and we've all had to do some crazy things. And so there's been plenty of things for me I could have just focused all on that, but I have chosen to stay in my power and chosen to take radical responsibility for my own outcome of my life experience, and it has kept me from spinning out and spinning down. And I've been able to create some really new, really amazing things that I've wanted to create for a long time that I just could not wrap my head around and get clear about before. But because my focus was able to shift from that over to something that was bigger and better and more expansive, that changed everything for me through this. So that's what I'm continuing to do. And I just wanted to encourage you that you're not crazy, you're not being irresponsible or foolish to not focus on all of the things that are going wrong, to not focus on all of the things that are falling apart. You're doing a great service to yourself and to your family by shifting your focus on what is possible, what you can do, what can be done, and moving yourself in that direction. Remember, it is not a flimsy, silly thing when we talk about what we focus our energy on, it grows. What you focus your thought light on will get bigger and bigger. And so I definitely know that to be true. And so when I start finding myself spinning down a rabbit hole, thinking about all the negative, all the things that I can't do, all the things that I don't like, that's the second that I know that I am creating a really thick, rough reality. And I am the maker and breaker of that. So if you want to have a good day where you're feeling like you're still in power, that you're feeling like you could be creative and get yourself out of whatever spot you're in and move the needle forward in your life, then own that radical responsibility that's inside of you. You are the only one, and that's the best news you'll ever hear, because you don't have to wait for anyone or anything outside of yourself to change everything that's going on in your life. You are the one that can do it. You are the one that will do it. You are the one that's fully equipped with it. So I will leave you with that. We are not powerless. Things can completely shift. And if you would like to read more and go into deeper detail, this is my book, I Am Happy, Healthy, Free. Yes, you can live the life of somebody who is empowered and living your dreams. Have a great day.